Most men today are soft. They react to everything. They break under pressure. They're ruled by emotion instead of reason. But 2,000 years ago, men lived by a different code, a philosophy forged in war, hardship, and self-mastery. It was called Stoicism, and it made men dangerous, not because they were reckless, but because they were unshakable. If you want more strength, more discipline, more control, Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that teaches one simple truth. You cannot control the world, only your reaction to it. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about mastering it. It's about being steady in chaos, calm in pain, and composed in power. The Stoics believed that virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and discipline, was the highest good. Not money, not fame, not pleasure, but self-control in the face of life's chaos. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to The Gentleman Mindset for more videos about masculinity, fitness, wisdom, faith, wealth, and lifestyle. Now back to the video. 3 men shaped Stoicism into what we still follow today. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who wrote Meditations, a private journal of strength and humility under pressure. Seneca, a wealthy advisor to Nero who taught that philosophy must be lived, not just studied. Epictetus, a former slave who became a teacher, proving that your mind is always free, even if your body isn't. These weren't monks. They weren't detached from the world. They were soldiers, politicians, survivors, men in the fire of life. And through it all, they practiced Stoicism to stay unbroken. In a time where men are told to just feel more, Stoicism teaches you to feel wisely, not to bury your emotions, but to rule them. That's masculinity. Because life will test you, with pain, rejection, failure, betrayal. And when those moments come, do you crumble? Or do you stand with clarity and strength? Stoicism is about facing life's storms without whining, without breaking, without losing yourself. It's masculine because it requires discipline under fire. You don't have to call yourself a Stoic to live like one. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you're being Stoic. Every time you control your anger, being Stoic. Every time you stay calm in chaos, you're walking the path of the ancient greats. Stoicism isn't about reading quotes. It's about living by them. You can post Marcus Aurelius on Instagram all day, but until you train your mind daily, want real strength? Train your reactions. Stoicism makes you mentally dangerous. Someone insults you? You stay silent. Life throws curveballs? You adapt. Emotions rise? You observe before you act. Because strength isn't in your biceps, it's in your response. Stoicism teaches that no one can control you unless you let them. Not your boss, not your ex, not your critics, only you. And that kind of strength? That's rare, that's power. In a world full of noise, outrage, and emotional chaos, Stoicism is a weapon. It helps you rise above petty arguments, stay grounded in failure, and stay humble in success. It helps you stay focused when others are distracted. It keeps you mission-driven when others are addicted to comfort. Stoicism isn't old-fashioned, it's timeless. Because the world may change, but the nature of hardship doesn't. And neither does the value of a man who doesn't flinch. Anger, jealousy, fear, lust, all of them are natural. But none of them should be your master. Stoicism teaches you to acknowledge emotions, but not to obey them. When a Stoic feels anger rising, he doesn't explode. He breathes. He waits. He chooses his response. That kind of control isn't weakness. It's absolute power. Because in a world where men are slaves to impulse, a man with emotional discipline becomes unstoppable. Every second you're being pulled by ads, notifications, comparison, outrage. The modern world is designed to fracture your focus. But the Stoic doesn't scroll endlessly. He doesn't argue with strangers online. He doesn't waste time on meaningless things. He moves with intention. He protects his peace like a warrior protects a stronghold. Because clarity requires silence, and purpose requires distance from chaos. The Stoic man filters the noise and hears his mission clearly. A man who cannot regulate his emotions cannot lead others. Stoicism isn't passive, it's focused masculinity. When your family is panicking, you stay grounded. When your business is burning, you solve, not sulk. When life hits you hard, you tighten your grip, not your voice. The Stoic man doesn't run from chaos. He walks through it with his head high. Because his value doesn't come from comfort, it comes from calm command. To the weak, pain is punishment. But to the Stoic, pain is purpose. When things go wrong, the average man asks, "Why me?" But the Stoic asks, "How can I use this?" Every hardship becomes fuel. Every loss becomes instruction. Every scar becomes armor. Stoicism doesn't protect you from pain. It prepares you to become stronger because of it. There is no growth without resistance, and no wisdom without wounds. Most men today drift through life with no standard. They act based on moods, switch goals every week, and let their environment define them. But not the Stoic. The Stoic lives by a personal code. He doesn't need external validation. He doesn't chase hype or trends. He knows who he is, and that shapes how he moves through the world. Discipline becomes automatic. Decisions become clear. Confidence becomes silent. Because the Stoic man doesn't just survive, he commands his life. Stoicism isn't a trend. It's not something you try for a week. It's a lifelong pursuit. You don't become Stoic by reading one quote. You become Stoic by practicing, failing, and refining every single day. There is no finish line, only deeper clarity, stronger self-control, wiser reactions. You will mess up. You will lose control sometimes. But each time you return to the path stronger. Because Stoicism isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing mastery over madness. Every single day. One day you'll be gone. And when people speak your name, they won't remember how many followers you had or what car you drove. They'll remember how you carried yourself when it mattered. Did you fold under pressure? Or did you stand like a man? Stoicism teaches you to think long-term. Mastery, to act in ways your future self would thank you for. To live in a way your children would be proud of. To build a name that means something. That's legacy. And Stoicism isn't just how you build it, it's how you earn it. The modern world is loud, fast, restless, chaotic. But the Stoic man? He is still. Not because he's passive, but because he's focused, rooted, clear. Stillness is what allows the Stoic to observe, to think before reacting, to make moves with precision instead of panic. You don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to move fast to go far. You need clarity. You need composure. You need stillness. And in stillness lies power. Most men are at war with the world, but the Stoic, he's at war with himself, and he's winning. Because the greatest battles aren't fought in public. They're fought in silence. When you want to lash out, but don't. When you want to quit, but push through. When you feel fear, but move forward anyway. Stoicism teaches you, mastering the external world means nothing. If you haven't first mastered your inner world, control your mind and the world can't touch you. That's real victory. And that's the Stoic way. Most men today are ruled by emotion. They get angry too quickly, quit too soon, and speak before thinking. But you're called to something greater. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy. It's a masculine code for a chaotic world. A call to master your mind, to build inner peace, to lead yourself before you try to lead others. The Stoic man does not fear pain. He does not chase comfort. He stands unmoved while others fall. In every era, the Stoic is rare. But that's why he is respected. That's why he leads. That's why he wins. This is the Gentleman Mindset. Subscribe for more content on wisdom, discipline, masculinity, and becoming the man you were born to be. Because storms will come, but the Stoic remains still. Embrace Stoicism. Embrace masculinity.